Welcome back, everybody. You're seeing video from Omaha's victory on Saturday in Tulsa. They knocked off Oral Roberts. Our guy, Kyan Brown, using the chair. That's like a WWE move. This celebration is taking on a life of its own because their basketball team is on fire right now. They've won 9 in a row. They're 7-0 in Summit League play. And the man, the myth, the legend, he's not too big time enough. He remembers who made him a star here in Fargo. He's back on with us. It's great to see you. This is taking on a life of its own, right? What's happened with this video?
It's silly is what it is, Dom. It was meant to be an in the locker room deal, just to pump up our guys. How it started was just pretty ridiculous, and to what it's turned into is just, I don't know, man. I could go either way on it. If it helps our team, great. But I'm ready for the 15 minutes of fame to be up, or whatever they call it. I want to win just as bad as the next guy, but it was never meant to leave the locker room. But people are having fun with it, so here we go.
Well, let me tell you something, man. You got a menacing look on you when you grab whatever you're gonna. If that's the way you look playing in the post, I would want no part of you in your playing days. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I could get a little fired up from time to time. There's no doubt. I'm a pretty nice person, but if it gets going one way, I'm also a competitor.
Has your phone blown up on this? You know everybody who's reached out to you when this has gone viral over the last couple of weeks.
Everybody and then some. It's people I haven't heard from in years. They're just texting, and it's very, very nice. But at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Like, this is, I don't know if you know how it started, but I was just trying to get the guys fired up for a game. And so they were kind of down. We were playing Cal Poly on December 21st, and I went in there and we'd lost 2 at home, and it was just guys were like, I'm like, come on, guys, you gotta get fired up. We gotta get some piss and vinegar in here, man. I got goosebumps, and no one really was doing it. Okay, coach. And I just saw a trash can in the corner, and I just kicked the hell out of the thing and yelled at it. And I scared 4 guys. 4 guys across the room jumped up and started screaming. And then a couple of games later, SID heard about it, and I didn't know they were recording and put it on video, and they put it out there, and it just blew up. So, hey, if it helps our guys win, if it helps anyway, I'm all for it. But the main reason we're doing it is because we're winning, and that's because our team's been doing really good, and our head coach Chris Crutchfield's been doing an unbelievable job putting this group together.
9 in a row, Kyan. So beyond obviously that, what's changed on the floor from what happened there at Iowa State to what you've done now over the last month and a half?
I think, because we added so many new pieces, we just needed guys to kind of figure each other out. Like they were here in the summertime and they worked out, but when you get under the bright lights, it's like, all right, what combination of guys is going to work best? We knew eventually we had to narrow it down to about 8, maybe 9 guys to play. And, we were playing 11, 12 early in the season, kind of giving everyone a chance. And I think coach finally figured out the rotation that he wanted to go with. And it's kind of taken off. The guys are playing, with the coffee coming up, the guys are playing really good together, and they like each other. They're a good team. They're a great group of individuals. I'll tell you one story that's kind of crazy and I don't think I've ever seen it before. And I've been a part of some really good teams, obviously there at NDSU and other places, but it's like, one day we're warming up. It's like 15 minutes before practice, and they're all on the floor, and we're in Baxter Arena. So we only got 2 hoops, and all 15 guys are on one side of the court, joking with each other, shooting mostly everyone splits up on both ends of the floor, the whole team is down in one basket hanging out. It's a group that really likes each other. And it's fun to see them, and it's fun to see them have success.
The crazy part for I'm the novice basketball mind that I am, you lost your best player to Michigan State, and you might be better. Is that a crazy statement? And how do you rectify that?
It's just, again, it's putting the pieces together. Frankie's a great player, and but I think a lot of it went through Frankie last year. We felt like, I think some guys probably like Tony Osborne and JJ White and some guys that were here really just kind of let Frankie do his thing, and from time to time step up. And when Frankie was the alpha male, he kind of went away to Michigan State, and everyone else kind of stepped up to the challenge. And Markel Sutton's done an unbelievable job being a leader and being a great teammate. He could be more selfish, but he tries to get other guys involved. And so I think it's more by committee now, as opposed to like last year, where it's kind of a one-man band.
So Greg Steeman and I were talking on the broadcast on Saturday. Jackson Money, Oscar Clough in the conversation for Player of the Year. Your guy, and you mentioned him, Markel's had an amazing year. What has been the transformation for him to become the leader of your basketball team?
It's just, I think it's been time. It's over time. Like nowadays, where it's kids come in for 1 year and leave, or maybe get 2. Like this is Markel's 3rd year playing for Coach Crutch, and they've really built a relationship. Markel knows what Crutch wants from him. And Markel had some opportunities to leave at the end of last year. He was our 2nd leading scorer, and some people definitely reached out to him. And him and Crutch had some conversations, and ultimately he decided to stay to play for Coach. And so for him to come to his 3rd year right here, trust the process, Coach trusts him and puts him out there in situations to be successful. So it's I think he's definitely one to be in the conversation, because he's not only is he a great player, and I know everyone said, but Markel Sutton is an unbelievable person. He is he's the best of both worlds. He's a pit bull on the court, and he's just a golden retriever, off the court. Like, he's so nice to everybody. He's so polite. He's just does everything right, goes to class, does all the things. And he's just, to see him have success, is a guy that's well-deserving.
Has there been one thing you've noticed in this win streak that's just changed? Like, okay, we weren't getting this in the first 13, 14 games of the season.
I think this is crazy enough to say, is we haven't all clicked on the same night. It's like some guys, like Markel had an off night in Denver where he picked up 2 fouls and he had to sit, 12 minutes, and he scored like 2 points in the first half. And someone else stepped up. Lance Waddles has stepped up from time to time. Yep. JJ White stepped up from time. Tony Osborne's had his games right there. Cam Thomas has had, so it seems like everyone at some point is like, if someone's down, someone else steps up. And to have that, and they all, and the other part is, no one gets selfish about it. They all cheer for each other. So to have them cheering for each other when someone else is going off is just really, really cool to see.
Omaha is a great basketball city, as you know, Kyan. How much has that changed around your program? People paying more attention now, what's been going on over the last month?
Yeah, it's our first year here, we won 9 games, and there wasn't a lot of buzz about Omaha basketball. And obviously we have Creighton in town and Lincoln down the road, but it's with 1.2 million people and 70,000 alumni in the area. We have a good fan base, and I think we had 3,500 at our last home game, and they're continuing to push it out there. And it was a great crowd, great atmosphere. But you're seeing some of our fans you're seeing the O get rocked more around the town, which is really cool to see and have people excited about basketball. Got
a fun stretch coming. You got a game tomorrow night. We were just joking off air about going and matching up with South Dakota, knowing the volatility of the league is so different this year with where things are at. And then you start the back end of this, knowing full well what's in front of you. Just describe that. Hey, we're in first. Doesn't mean anything right now because it's the end of January, but you're in the best position you could possibly be through the first 7 games.
Yeah, it's a great spot to be in, but this league is dangerous. And you put your guard down at any given night. I don't care who you're playing. You're playing Denver, you're playing ORU, who doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You put your guard down one. Everyone's got some pieces that can beat you. And South Dakota's no different coming up. They're a really good basketball team. They're 10-1 at home. They got some pieces that can go off and get points. So it's like, we got to lace them up every night. We got to have extreme focus. Like you said, now, I think going into the season, everyone thought conference play like Omaha, well, now we got a target on our back.
Yeah.
We've done pretty well. We're almost 1 game away from being halfway through the season. And so we know we're going to get everyone's best shot, and we're excited about that. We keep telling our guys, hey, you've earned this. You're here now. Do we have the maturity to keep going in the right direction and sustain the success?
I missed you when you were up here because the football team was down in Frisco.
I know, man.
So
I was pissed about that.
Did you give Dave a hard time? Like, what is he doing? He's shooting. They shot 53s the other day. Like, what in the world?
Dave is doing a fantastic job up there, man. I'm telling you right now, like, we talked on the phone. It was right before conference play, I think, and just catching up. And I was like, Coach, man, you guys are playing out. You're spreading the offense. You're letting Monet rock, and you're shooting. He's like, he told me, hey, KB, that's not always how I like to do it, but you got to adjust with the times, and we're going to make it happen. I said, well, shoot, you got them playing really good basketball.
Yeah.
So they're a tough team, man. I watch a lot of their games. They spread it out. They can shoot it. They're fun to watch. They're well coached. He's done a really good job with this group.
You guys just beat St. Thomas. Heck of a game there. We saw St. Thomas up here. They're a good basketball team as well. You and I talked when they got into the league. They were going to be a force just because where they're located. Has that arrived? Are they here now?
I think they're definitely here.
Yeah.
And Johnny does a great job. their pace on offense and how they move the ball. They put shooters out there. They got some young guys. I mean, and he does it with guys that are, I hate to say, like almost unassuming. Division III transfers, comes from Barnstable, just a killer. Can rise up anytime, put it in your face. And then, I mean, he's got Dobbs back at the point guard, Kendall Blue. He's got Bijor, the big kid that can pick and pop. I mean, he's just got really good pieces, and they seem like a really good unit to play together as well. So, and they're opening that new arena next year. I think they're definitely here, and they're NCAA eligible next year. So they're definitely a force to be reckoned with, and having that job in the cities with a bunch of good basketball players around you is not a bad idea either.
Before I let you go, now I don't know if you can tip your hand if you end up winning. So we've seen a chair, a baseball bat. What else do you have planned here for celebration videos? What do you got?
Honestly, no, I don't even think about it, man. It's getting ridiculous. I am running out of ideas, but the main focus is just win. Because I tell you, if we don't win, every trash can saved that night. I can promise you, I'm not doing anything. We only celebrate victories, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Are you running out of trash cans in your own building? Like you've already gone through so many there.
It's getting ridiculous, man. And our arena crew's not helping. I mean, they're coming up with new ideas, and they put a picture of me on a trash can. I was literally I have to park and walk in. This is, swear to God, it's a true story. I can't believe I have this morning. I parked my car and I got like a little walk to get to my front door, and students are walking through campus. And one dude literally puts his hand in and goes, "What's up, trash man?" And I'm like, it's not what we want to be doing. How about what's up, coach? But it's taken on a life of its own. So see what happens.
If your kids find out that's your new nickname, you're in big trouble, man. You're donezo.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I've thought about it, like, if someone goes, "Would you be afraid of being called the trash man?" Like, I think it's a huge compliment, man. I think people that work in that industry right there in the waste man, like they're blue collar, they're tough, they show up every day, they're not afraid to get their hands dirty. So if I'm getting compared to some of those guys that work in that company, sign me up. They're the best.
You are the best. It's great to see you. Congrats on a great start. Good luck tomorrow, and I'll see you soon, okay?
Buddy, don't be a stranger. Hope to see you in Sioux Falls. Thanks for having me on the show.
There he goes. Kyan Brown, Omaha assistant head coach, joining us here this morning. Mavericks are 7-0. They got a matchup coming up tomorrow night in Vermillion against South Dakota. The Trash Man is that's his new nickname. Oh, man. The videos are sensational. We showed you a couple. It just started a couple weeks ago, and now Omaha keeps winning. Like I mentioned, 9 wins in a row. We'll see. Trash cans, look out in Vermillion tomorrow night if Omaha ends up winning that game. We'll take our final break. We got a few emails to read after about the potential high school transfer law that's on potentially up for debate. We'll do that. We wrap up the show right after this.